Amy Morin, 13 Things Mentally Strong People Don't Do. Take back your power, embrace change, face your fears, and train your brain for happiness and success. Welcome to the world of mental strength and resilience. In this summary of 13 Things Mentally Strong People Don't Do by Amy Morin, you will uncover the habits, behaviors, and thought patterns that contribute to mental resilience and success. We'll explore topics such as overcoming self-pity and gratitude, regaining control over your life, embracing change, cultivating rational control, recognizing the significance of alone time, and learning from past mistakes. Get ready to embark on a transformative journey towards greater happiness, a more positive mindset, and a stronger mental foundation.
Flip self-pity into gratitude. After witnessing an accident in a supermarket parking lot, Amy Morin observed contrasting reactions from the two drivers involved. One driver seemed relieved, while the other wallowed in self-pity. Self-pity can be destructive, training our minds to focus on the negatives and making us more miserable. To break free from this cycle, gratitude is the key. Regularly listing and vocalizing the good things in our lives can shift our mindset to focus on what we appreciate, ultimately making us stronger mentally. Amy Morin once saw a minor accident between two cars, and the driver's reactions couldn't have been more different. One driver appeared relieved that nobody was seriously injured, a perfect example of gratitude. On the other hand, the second driver indulged in self-pity, bemoaning his bad luck and questioning why such misfortunes always seemed to happen to him. This second driver perfectly illustrates a behavior mentally strong people avoid: self-pity. Sulking and dwelling in misfortune can feel natural, but it can be harmful. Those who pity themselves often believe their problems are worse than they are and constantly complain about life's unfairness. This destructive mindset wastes time and trains our minds to focus on negativity, making us feel even more miserable and oblivious to the good things happening around us. So how do we combat self-pity? The answer lies in gratitude. When stuck in a "poor me" mindset, take a moment to write down the positive things that have happened in your life. To build consistency, maintain a gratitude journal, noting at least one thing you're grateful for every day. Sharing these thoughts with others can also reinforce their impact on your outlook. Practicing gratitude can gradually transform your mindset, allowing you to find appreciation in difficult situations. Eventually, you might find yourself emulating the first driver. Instead of lamenting minor setbacks, you'll be thankful that things didn't turn out worse. Cultivating this attitude brings you one step closer to becoming a mentally strong person. Regaining emotional control. Lauren had an idyllic family life, except for her meddling mother-in-law who often criticized her parenting and physical appearance. Tired of feeling powerless, Lauren realized the key to her growing mental strength was taking back control. Alongside her husband, they established clear boundaries, like scheduled dinners instead of unannounced visits, and demanded the criticisms be halted. The mother-in-law took time to adjust, but ultimately, Lauren regained control over her life and her emotional well-being. Embracing change intelligently. When faced with a major change, mentally strong people avoid overwhelming themselves with unrealistic goals. Instead, they break down their ambitions into smaller, achievable steps and make concrete action plans to achieve them. By adopting an incremental approach and focusing on tangible daily actions, change becomes manageable and transformative, allowing one to thrive while others around them may feel stuck. Richard, recently diagnosed with diabetes and considerably overweight, knew he had to make some changes. He removed junk food from his home, joined a gym, and was full of good intentions. Unfortunately, he soon found himself snacking in front of the TV and not losing any weight. Making a change was difficult, and without the proper mental strength, it was easy to avoid. Mentally strong individuals, however, know that avoiding change can lead to feeling stuck while others continue to progress. So, how do these individuals handle change? They avoid overwhelming themselves with too much change at once. Richard's initial approach was too radical and unrealistic, setting himself up for failure. To make change more manageable, mentally strong individuals break down their ambitions into smaller, achievable goals. They replace sweeping changes with incremental ones. Richard eventually adopted this approach by setting a smaller goal to lose 5 pounds instead of 75 at once. Additionally, having a plan is crucial. Mentally strong people create concrete action steps that are easy to follow. Richard began keeping a food journal, preparing lunch, and scheduling 3 gym visits per week. On other days, he committed to walking with his family after dinner. In conclusion, mentally strong individuals handle change by avoiding drastic all-or-nothing transformations. They focus on smaller, more realistic goals paired with concrete, daily actions. This makes change less intimidating, and soon shying away from it is no longer an option. By embracing change intelligently, one can better navigate life's challenges and achieve lasting success. Balanced control matters. James and his daughter looked forward to their whale-watching trip, but when he discovered his ex-wife, Carmen, had recently taken her on a similar outing, he allowed his anger to ruin their day together. He wanted control over the situation and, in the process, further strained his relationship with both Carmen and his daughter. By realizing that he cannot control every aspect of life, specifically what happens in Carmen's time with their daughter, he began focusing on what he could influence, the quality of his time with his daughter. By adopting a balanced sense of control, prioritizing energy and time on what actually matters, James learned the value of being present and cherishing his moments with his daughter. Embracing a balanced control in life allowed him to improve their father-daughter bond and enjoy their future outings. Breaking the people-pleaser pattern. Constantly feeling stressed, Megan couldn't say no to anyone, ultimately pleasing everyone but herself. Overly agreeable people can be taken advantage of and end up with unfulfilled needs. To break this pattern, remember that you can't please everyone and take time before responding to requests. Learning to say no might just be the powerful solution you need. Have you met Megan? Her story is familiar to many. She found herself constantly under stress, juggling church duties, babysitting for her sister, and running errands for her cousin. The common thread in Megan's life was her difficulty in saying no to others. A people-pleaser by nature, she often put the wants and needs of others ahead of her own. While being kind is admirable, becoming too nice can create problems. People with this tendency often find themselves being exploited by others. Their innate aversion to conflict means they frequently agree to things they'd rather not do. In their pursuit of validation, they end up catering to others' desires at the expense of their own well-being. This cycle of self-sacrifice is not sustainable. Constantly prioritizing others can leave us feeling stressed and dissatisfied, hindering our ability to tend to our own needs. This is exactly what happened to Megan. Her affirmative responses to her cousin's demands left her feeling resentful and irritable with her own family, causing her to miss dinners and bedtime routines with her children. How can we break free from this people-pleasing pattern? Here are 2 valuable tips. 1. Recognize that it's impossible to make everyone happy. Accept the fact that sometimes people will be upset or disappointed, and that's okay. They are adults and have learned to handle negative emotions just as you have. 2. Give yourself time to respond to requests. Often, people-pleasers feel pressured to immediately say yes to favors, even when they'd rather decline. When faced with a request, remind yourself to take a step back and consider your options. Use a scripted response such as, "Thanks for asking. Let me check my calendar and I'll get back to you in a bit." This not only gives you some breathing room but also allows you to weigh the pros and cons before making a decision. Incorporating these tips into your life can help you learn the art of saying no. By prioritizing your own needs, you'll be better equipped to uphold boundaries and cultivate stronger, healthier relationships with others. It's time to break free from the people-pleaser mindset and live life on your own terms. Embracing calculated risks. Dale, a high school teacher, dreams of opening his own furniture store but is hesitant to give up his stable job. He finds himself in a dilemma, feeling frustrated and defeated. Upon examining how mentally strong people handle risks, Dale realizes the importance of taking calculated risks. He reassesses his situation, weighs the potential outcomes, and finds a middle ground, starting his furniture business part-time and selling online. By taking a calculated risk, Dale balances security and excitement, improving his overall mood. When Dale shared his old dream of owning a furniture store with his wife, she dismissed it as a mere whimsical desire. After all, why would he abandon his secure teaching job for such an uncertain venture? While Dale initially suppresses his true aspirations, they continue to consume and depress him, leaving him trapped in indecision. In search of a more fulfilling approach to life, Dale observes how mentally strong individuals handle risk-taking. Rather than avoiding it, these people embrace calculated risks, following a two-step process. First, they assess the potential dangers and benefits involved in the decision, considering both the best and worst possible outcomes. Second, they adjust the risks appropriately, avoiding an all-or-nothing mindset. Inspired by this approach, Dale reevaluates his options and discovers a middle ground that balances his sense of security with the thrill of pursuing his dream. By starting his furniture business on a part-time basis and selling his creations online, Dale can maintain his teaching job while exploring the potential for future growth. As Dale embraces the concept of calculated risk, his mood improves drastically. He now knows that life decisions do not have to be either-or situations. There can be a harmonious balance that allows him to pursue his passion without losing stability. By following the examples set by mentally strong people, Dale takes a calculated risk that has the potential to change his life for the better. Breaking the past's chains. Gloria struggled with her daughter's self-destructive behavior, partly because she was holding on to guilt from her past. To become mentally stronger and improve relationships, it's essential to accept the past, shift focus to the future, and develop mental strength on 3 levels: thoughts, behavior, and emotions. Gloria found it challenging to navigate her relationship with her 28-year-old daughter, who seemed caught in a cycle of self-sabotage. Her daughter frequently changed boyfriends, couldn't hold a job, and moved back in with Gloria, who unintentionally perpetuated the behavior. At the core of Gloria's mistake was her unresolved guilt for not being there for her daughter in the past, which held her back from moving forward. Gloria's story offers profound insight. Mental strength comes from letting go of the past instead of incessantly pondering it. Obsessing over past decisions or regrettable moments can keep your thoughts stuck in an unhealthy loop. While reflecting on the past can be beneficial, too much fixation on it can hinder personal growth. So, how can one break free from dwelling on past experiences? It begins with accepting the past and committing to moving forward. Acceptance requires understanding that the past is immutable and may also involve forgiving those who caused pain. The next step is to proactively shift your thoughts toward the future. When you catch your mind replaying past events, deliberately refocus on an upcoming event or set new goals. Training your thoughts to concentrate on the future makes returning to the past increasingly difficult. Having recognized the power of habits in shaping our lives, it's important to acknowledge their diverse nature. Mental strength comprises 3 interconnected levels: thoughts, behaviors, and emotions. Gloria's struggle lay primarily in her thoughts, anchored in the past. Contrastingly, Richard's issue was habitual behavior, snacking in front of the TV, while James grappled with emotions, harboring resentment over his ex-wife's actions. Cultivating mental strength necessitates a thorough understanding of the habits that influence each level. Improving mental resilience in one area can promote growth in the others, highlighting the interconnectedness of thoughts, behavior, and emotions. Drawing valuable lessons from Gloria's story, one realizes the importance of overcoming past regrets and shifting focus towards the future. Deliberately directing attention to the future promotes mental strength and fortifies relationships, empowering us to lead lives filled with personal growth and fulfillment. Turning mistakes into triumphs. Transporting our minds back to the mid-19th century, we encounter Roland Macy, an aspiring businessman unveiling his first dry goods store. Having chosen a far too quiet location, attracting customers proved to be a challenge. A parade meant to stir interest in the store failed due to unbearable heat, leading to Macy's eventual insolvency. Yet, Macy emerged stronger, learning from his previous errors, and later established a massively successful store in downtown New York. Macy's story illustrates the power of learning from mistakes, a key quality of mentally strong individuals. Asking oneself what was done wrong, what could have been done better, and what must change for the next attempt can help avoid repeating the same errors. Combining self-discipline and mental resilience can lead to true triumph over past failures. Thrust yourself into a small town in mid-19th century Massachusetts, amidst the hustle and bustle of enterprising businessman Roland Macy. As he eagerly launched a dry goods store, his prospects were dampened by a poorly chosen, isolated location. Straining to entice customers, Macy orchestrated a parade to funnel attention to his shop. Alas, blistering heat dissolved any enthusiasm for the event, leaving Macy in crippling debt and forcing the business to shutter. Unfazed by the setbacks, Macy vowed to build upon his experiences and forge a new path. The next chapter for Macy Dry Goods was penned within the heart of bustling downtown New York, fueled by the lessons from his previous venture. The store became a colossal success, transforming Macy's name into a global sensation still celebrated through an annual parade. Roland Macy's journey speaks volumes about a distinguishing trait shared amongst mentally strong individuals: the ability to scrutinize and learn from past mistakes. To emulate this empowering characteristic, consider posing these questions to yourself in the wake of misfortune: what went wrong? What improvements can be made? How can different actions lead to better outcomes in the future? While identifying the need for change is crucial, the journey towards truly conquering bad habits lies in cultivating self-discipline. With 3 straightforward techniques, achieve a more disciplined mindset and rise above past errors. Start by keeping your goals in sight. Visualizing your ultimate desired outcome can make it easier to find motivation on those days when distraction calls. Next, compile a tangible list of past mistakes you wish to avoid. This list, when kept close at hand, serves as a shield against repeating previous blunders. Lastly, create obstacles to prevent conveniences that often lead to missteps. By limiting access to distractions or indulgences, you're far less likely to veer off course. In embracing the lessons from Roland Macy's story, strengthen your mental resilience and self-discipline to transform mistakes into remarkable triumphs. Beat resentment, find your success. If you've ever felt resentful towards others' achievements on social media, remember that mental strength can help you overcome these negative emotions. To combat these feelings, first clarify your own goals and values. Knowing what you want will make it easier to appreciate others' accomplishments without envy. Changing your mindset from competition to collaboration can also help diffuse resentment. Learn from others' achievements and find ways to enhance your own life, rather than allowing envy to consume you. Let's face it, scrolling through perfect social media profiles can be disheartening as you compare your life to others. Hearing about others' accomplishments and envying their happiness can bring your mood crashing down, even causing anger over posts as innocent as birthday wishes. Does this sound familiar? It's known as resentment, and mentally strong people don't allow it to control their emotions. When faced with the ostentatious displays of success, it can be hard to avoid the green-eyed monster. However, resentment is often rooted in personal insecurities and uncertainty about what you truly desire. To counteract these negative emotions, start by gaining a clearer understanding of your aspirations and personal definition of success. Suppose you have a friend living a jet-set lifestyle, traveling the world for business meetings. You might envy their life, but remember to consider your own priorities. Would this lifestyle compromise the quality time you treasure with your family? Once you have a better grasp of your goals, shifting your perspective from competition to collaboration can promote a healthier mindset. Life is not a never-ending contest to outshine everyone else. Rather than resenting someone's achievements, identify opportunities to learn from their wisdom and experience. For example, if your sibling is financially successful, seek advice on how to improve your own financial situation instead of harboring negativity. By clarifying your objectives and adopting a collaborative approach, resentment will lose its grip on your emotions, allowing you to celebrate others' triumphs as well as your own. Embrace failure, cultivate strength. Thomas Edison, known for inventing the light bulb, didn't see his many inventions that failed as failures, but as valuable learning experiences. Reconsidering our perspective on failure, challenging unhealthy beliefs about success, and practicing self-compassion can build our mental toughness and drive us toward success. Edison's ability to learn from his mistakes and persevere proves that talent is not the sole indicator of achievement. Instead, determination and practice can lead to accomplishments, even when facing adversity. Showing kindness and understanding to ourselves, as we would to a close friend, helps develop a more realistic view of what is possible and keeps us motivated to push through obstacles. Rewritten book. Thomas Edison, famously known for inventing the light bulb, created numerous other innovations as well. Some, like the electric pen or ghost machine, were significantly less successful, but Edison never considered them failures. Instead, he regarded each setback as a valuable lesson, guiding him closer to his next achievement. Most people, however, don't share Edison's optimistic perspective on failure. Rather than seeing it as a chance to learn and grow, many associate failure with feelings of embarrassment and shame, prompting some to stop trying altogether. Mental strength, unsurprisingly, cannot be developed if you're unwilling to face challenges and persist through adversity. To cultivate mental resilience, consider these 2 actionable tips. Firstly, challenge any misconceptions you may hold about talent, success, and failure. Society often suggests that success is reserved for those with inborn abilities, but research has shown that consistent practice often outperforms natural talent. The same principle applies to intelligence. While a high IQ might give you an initial advantage, it's your steadfast determination that will ultimately fuel long-term accomplishments. Secondly, practice self-compassion, especially during tough times. Most people are prone to being overly critical of themselves, resulting in the belief that they are inherently incapable. Instead, treat yourself with the same kindness and empathy that you would offer a friend in a similar situation. Recognizing and accepting imperfections opens the door for self-improvement and a practical understanding of what can be achieved. By shifting perspectives on failure and embracing self-compassion, you'll be better equipped to grow from adversities, push through challenges, and ultimately grasp success. Embracing solitude for well-being. Vanessa struggled to sleep, unable to quiet her racing thoughts after long workdays as a real estate agent. Morin, her counselor, encouraged her to spend time alone to let her thoughts breathe. Being alone is often undervalued or even viewed negatively, but it can enhance mental well-being, life satisfaction, and stress management. To become more comfortable with solitude, schedule regular alone time and find activities that encourage self-reflection, such as journaling, meditation, or mindfulness. Vanessa followed Morin's advice and found her thoughts calmer and sleep easier, confirming the benefits of embracing solitude. In today's fast-paced world, we often forget the importance of spending some quality time alone. Vanessa, a successful real estate agent, was no exception. Her mind felt like a race car, speeding uncontrollably at the end of her busy days, making it impossible for her to fall asleep. Was there a way to hit the brakes and regain control? Silence and solitude are often overlooked as valuable components of our lives. Many people associate aloneness with being unproductive, or even fear-inducing. As a consequence, they fill their lives with social distractions, barely embracing the opportunity for genuine self-reflection and growth. But those who practice and appreciate solitude are onto something. Studies show that people adept at being alone experience higher levels of mental well-being, life satisfaction, and effective stress management. More importantly, time spent in solitude allows us to recharge and renew ourselves. So, how can one become more at ease with themselves while benefiting from the power of solitude? First, treat it with intention, schedule regular alone time and respectfully communicate to family and friends that this time is essential for personal care. Next, choose activities that promote self-reflection and mental quietude. Binging TV shows or mindlessly scrolling social media won't do the trick. Instead, focus on methods like journaling, meditation, or mindfulness that grant your thoughts and feelings the attention they deserve. Vanessa heeded this wisdom and integrated meditation and mindfulness practices into her evenings. As a result, she found peace and calmness both within and around her, making it easier to drift off into a restorative sleep. By embracing solitude and incorporating self-reflective activities, you too may discover the many benefits and improved well-being that come with spending time alone. Tackle entitlement with humility. If you recognize the entitled Lucas in yourself, it's time to develop humility, and your personal and professional life will improve. Start by acknowledging your imperfections and learning from others. Be open to receiving critical feedback, as it can help you grow and might even lead to the success you desire. We've all encountered a Lucas in our lives, that coworker who, despite being new to the job, acts as if they know everything and the world owes them a promotion. But what if we look into ourselves and realize we also have a little bit of Lucas living inside us? Entitlement, the belief that the world owes us something, is a common trait in varying degrees. But there's a catch: the more we think we deserve something, the less likely we are to actually earn it. Entitlement can create unrealistic expectations, and this attitude is off-putting to others. Nobody wants to be around someone who constantly takes without giving back. So how can we overcome entitlement? Begin by recognizing it within ourselves. Most often, entitlement takes the form of subtle thought patterns, believing we're exceptional, dismissing rules as stupid, or silently asserting that we deserve better. Once we are aware of these tendencies, it's time to make a change. Adopting humility can transform our personal and professional relationships. Start by acknowledging that nobody is perfect, including ourselves. Recognizing our weaknesses, insecurities, and shortcomings is crucial for personal growth. Accepting that we're not always the center of attention and not deserving of special treatment can be freeing and lead to better relationships. Next, practice embracing critical feedback with grace. Rather than dismissing others' opinions as incorrect or ill-informed, try to learn from them. Even if we don't completely agree with someone else's point of view, there might be valuable insights we can take away. Take the story of Lucas as an example. Once he realized the negative impression he made on his coworkers, he vowed to change his attitude. He stopped assuming he knew everything and started learning from those around him. And this shift in perspective might just lead to the promotion he was initially after. In conclusion, overcoming entitlement and embracing humility is essential for our growth and relationships. Recognizing our imperfections, learning from others, and being open to critique can help us shed the entitled attitudes that hold us back. And who knows? With this newfound humility, we might even achieve the success we've always desired. Embrace the long haul. Marcy's impatience exemplifies the struggles many face in a fast-paced world where instant gratification is expected. However, true progress requires patience, realistic expectations, and a focus on long-term commitments. By setting smaller objectives, celebrating milestones, and practicing self-discipline, one can ultimately achieve desired goals and a more satisfying life journey. Marcy's story might be all too familiar to many of us. Her impatience reflects the expectations of a society that thrives on instant gratification, where 24-hour delivery and on-demand streaming services have trained us to expect quick results in all aspects of life. Our collective search for life's magic pill, the one thing that will solve all our problems, is understandably tempting but ultimately fruitless. Change is often a challenging and slow process. Real progress comes when we embrace the idea of long-term commitment and hard work. If you want that coveted career or artistic breakthrough, you need to be prepared to grind it out. This may involve years of seemingly unrewarding work, but the results are well worth the effort. Finding success begins with creating realistic expectations. When you expect immediate and painless victories, you set yourself up for disappointment and frustration. While deadlines can be helpful, avoid making them immovable or all or nothing. Flexibility allows for necessary adjustments on your journey. Developing perseverance is essential for success. Learn to resist the temptation of instant gratification, say no to that impulsive purchase, and delay the pleasure. Alongside self-discipline, remember to embrace celebration. Break your larger goals into smaller, achievable milestones and celebrate each accomplishment. These moments will energize and fuel you to continue pushing forward on your chosen path. By adjusting our expectations and focusing on the long haul, we can find our way towards the meaningful successes in life that deliver true satisfaction. And while the journey may be slower and more challenging than we hoped, the destination will be all the more rewarding.
In conclusion, 13 Things Mentally Strong People Don't Do offers valuable insights and practical tips on how to develop mental strength and resilience. By learning about the habits of mentally strong individuals, you can cultivate your own mental fortitude and enhance your life. The book teaches us to recognize and overcome self-destructive behaviors, embrace gratitude, set boundaries, welcome change, manage emotions, and practice self-discipline. By applying these principles, you too can become mentally stronger and lead a more fulfilling and successful life. Remember, building mental strength is a journey, and it all starts with adopting the right mindset and habits.